Hey, welcome back, Journals. For those who don't know me, I've been playing World of Tanks Blitz for around 5 years. I took a break from the game for more than a year, and recently I decided to come back to see how the game was doing. After spending enough time playing a game, I noticed something that honestly concerns me. A lot of players or people are talking about the Reforged update and how it damaged the game. And yes, I agree that Reforged played a major role. But in my opinion, many YouTubers are focusing on only that one issue while ignoring several other warning signs that could be even more important. Today, I want to share my perspective as a longtime player and as someone who has played many different games throughout the years. And based on what I'm seeing right now, I genuinely believe that World of Tanks Blitz could be in a serious trouble within the next 2 years if things continue in the same direction. Let's talk about why. The first warning sign: community frustration. Yeah, I know there is a lot of community are frustrated by the decisions and all of that, but let's talk. One of the biggest indicators that a game struggling is when a large part of its community becomes frustrated. When the Reforged update was released, many experienced the skilled players simply stop playing. And when these players leave, something important disappears. From the matchmaking system, the middle ground, years ago, it was common to find players with win rates around like 48, 50, 52, or even 55. Not superstars, not beginners, just solid players who understood the game and made the matches competitive. Today, I rarely see that balance. Many matches feel like they are filled either with very inexperienced player below 45 win rate, or with highly experienced players using another accounts. The result is that match quality feels less constant and than it used to. Yeah. The disappearance of team communication. This is the second reason. The second reason, of course, is the communication. I played on the European server where English has the traditional being the common language used for teamwork. Recently, however, I have noticed far more players communication in different Eastern Europe languages such as Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian, and others. To be clear, isn't about blaming any nationalities. The real issue is communication itself. In game, that depends heavily on teamwork. Communication matters. You need to know, will your teammate push? Will they defend? Will they spot enemies? Will they trade hit points for map control? Will they support your flank? Without communication, you are forced to guess. And the worst part is that you usually have to assume the worst case scenarios. It's similar to driving a car. Good drivers don't assume everyone around them will make perfect decisions. They prepare for mistakes. That's exactly how Blitz feels nowadays. Instead of executing, strategy, many players spend their time reacting to unpredictable teammates, and that makes carrying game much more harder. Yeah. The third reason, the loose strategic thinking. Another problem I have noticed is the lack of preparation before battles. The countdown starts, the battle begins, and many players simply hold the forward button and drive. No planning, no analysis, no strategy. They don't ask important questions like what tanks does the enemy team have? Which tanks are dangerous? Which tanks are weak? Who has the speed advantage? Who has the armor advantage? Who control the important positions of the map? World of Tanks Blitz is often mistaken for a simple shooting game, but it is not. It's a strategy game disguised as a shooter. Positioning, timing, map control, and decision making are often more important than aim. When a player ignores these fundamentals, the overall quality of battle drops dramatically. Third reason, basic mechanics are being forgotten. This brings me to another concern. Many players still don't fully understand some of the most basic game mechanics. For example, ammunition selection. The difference between AP and HE shells can completely change the outcome of a fight. Yes, I still regularly see players with full HP or let's say full health lose fights against enemies with only 100 or 200 hit points remaining. Not because they were outplayed, not because they had bad luck, but because they used the wrong ammunition at the wrong time. These are fundamental skills that every player should learn early. And when large numbers of players don't understand these mechanics, it suggested a deeper problem within the game learning environment. Fourth or five, I don't know. Anyway, where are the teachers? This leads to a question I've been asking myself. Why is this happening? Honestly, I don't know the exact answer. Maybe the player base has changed. Maybe there aren't enough educational content creators anymore. Maybe new players simply don't have access to the same quality of guides that old players had. Or maybe many creators have shifted their focus away from teaching gameplay fundamentals and towards covering updates, news, and events. And while updates and news is important, it doesn't help players improve. A healthy game needs teacher. It needs a creator who explains positioning, armor, usage, spotting mechanics, trading hit points, map control, and decision making. Without that educational foundation, new players struggle to improve. Yeah, as you can see in this match, for example, it's basically one versus one. Me versus that grill. I was spotting, and that grill was basically just farming my team. So yeah, these things happen from time to time. Yeah, what should I do? The four, number five, the reason number five. Another warning sign is the disappearance of major content creators. Throughout gaming history, strong communities are often supported by passionate creators. When those creators leave, it can be a sign that something is changing. For example, creator like Mitzi69 have significantly reduced their presence compared to the past. I think he said he's still playing the game, but he will not make any more like videos. That's the problem. Another creator I personally enjoyed watching was his Royal Fatness. His live streams were not only entertaining but also educational. He explained his thinking process during battles. He taught players how to make decisions. I mean, he taught them how to think, how the gameplay should be, what your thought process should be. That kind of content is incredibly valuable. And unfortunately, there seems to be less of it today. So, is the game actually dying? Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying World of Tanks Blitz is dead today. Far from it. The game still has players, the game still has active servers, the game can still be fun. But I do see warning signs. I see community frustration. I see communication problems. I see weaker understanding of the game mechanics. I see fewer educational creators. I see matchmaking quality feeling less consistent than before. Individually, these issues may not seem devastating, but when combined together, they create a pattern. And patterns are often what determine the game future. Based on everything I've seen since returning, my prediction is that if these problems continue without meaningful solution, World of Tanks Blitz could face serious decline within the next couple of years. Of course, that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong. That's why I would love to hear what you think. Do you agree with my analysis? Do you think I'm exaggerating? Do you have like do you believe the game still have a strong future ahead of it? Let me know down in the comments. I genuinely interested in hearing your perspective. Thank you for watching, and I'll let you enjoy this match. I had great luck. I mean, how I survived. And see you in the next video. Bye.